guys, so today I'm going to be doing another cancer video, and today's video is going to talk about how to cope with losing your hair or your hair falling out. My hair is currently falling out. It's not falling out as much as it would be at like the beginning of my treatment, but it is falling out, unfortunately. And I'm just going to talk about some ways to help cope with it and some ways that you can kind of be in control with it. So we're just going to get started. The number one thing I think you should remember with your hair falling out is that it's not your fault. There's nothing you can do to prevent your hair falling out from chemotherapy or radiation. That's just the way it is. And it really sucks that it has to be that way. But especially if you're on an aggressive chemo plan, your hair is going to fall out. It might not fall out if you're more on just a, pill chemo or something like that, but if you're on a more aggressive chemotherapy or radiation, it will fall out. It's really just important to remember that there's nothing you could have done to prevent this from happening. There's nothing you can do to prevent your hair from falling out, and it's just not your fault. So I think that is one of the most important things to remember throughout this whole treatment plan. So now I'm going to talk about some ways that you can kind of be in control, or some ways that you can cover up your bald head if you wish to. So what I actually did when I found out I was diagnosed, or what I actually did when I found out I was sick, the day after I got diagnosed, I went and shaved my head so that my hair would not be falling out. I mean, I still had some hair up, like a thin layer of it. That part did fall out, but just I didn't have my long hair falling out because my hair was rather long before I got sick. So I went and shaved it, and I donated it to Wigs for Kids. And if you are okay with doing that, I totally recommend it. And the big thing with me is that my hair, it wasn't going to be any use to me anymore. It was going to fall out anyway. There was no point in me keeping it. And what really pushed me over the edge to shave my head is that it was going to make another little girl feel beautiful again. And that's what really helped me. But if you want to keep your hair and let it fall out, that is completely fine as well. But that's just what I did. And some ways that you can cope with having a bald head is that, I have like a list right here, is that you can wear wigs. Now personally, when I was bald, I did not wear a wig. I just didn't wear a wig. That wasn't something I wanted to do. I just kind of let it go, or I wore a hat. And that's something you can do if you want, is wear that bald head proudly. You should be proud of that. You are fighting, and you should just be proud. But I completely understand that if you would rather wear a hat or a wig, because I know the social stigma with that, especially if you are younger, which I had considered a lot of times to wear a wig, but I most of the time just wore hats, especially out in public. And I'm going to get to that point later on in this video. But some hats, I did wear hats. I have one of my favorite hats, which is a sock monkey hat. You guys saw it in my What's in My Hospital Bag video. But I have some other ones here to show you guys. This one is just like a rainbow one from Claire's I got a while back. And then this one was one of my favorite ones. I wore this one all the time. And it's just gray and it has a flower. And this was actually a gift when I got sick. And I think it was from Kohl's though. But I absolutely love this hat. Another thing I did, which is kind of kooky, is that I actually took a lint roller and I lint rolled my head when it was falling out. Especially when I had just the stubble from when I shaved my head. It would get all over my pillow, so I just took a lint roller and I literally just lint rolled my head. That's just something I did to kind of help take the hair out, and I would use it on my pillow where there was hair. So that's just something you can keep in mind to do, is use a lint roller. So now I'm going to talk about some of the social stigmas of being bald, especially when you are a child or you have childhood cancer. you will get stared at. You will get stared at by people. You will get stared at by kids. Kids might say some things, and I mean, it really sucks. I'm not going to lie. It sucks having people stare at you everywhere you go. And it's really sad that people have to do that. But one of the things to remember, and this goes along with little kids too, is that, you know, especially with little kids, they don't know any better. It's kind of foreign to them. They've never really encountered it. So just remember, especially with little kids, is that they don't really know any better and they are going to stare. Now, when adults stare, it kind of tears into you more. Just because you already feel, what's the word? I don't know. You already feel outcasted enough because you're not normal anymore. You're sick. And it really sucks that people are making you feel that way even more. But it's just the reality of it, is that people are going to stare, and that's something you need to be prepared for. And I think that's really the mindset you have to have, is that people are going to stare. At the end of the day, guys, it really is just hair. Hair is hair. There are bigger things in life to worry about. You know, going into it, it's going to suck not having hair. I know it sucked for me. It was something different. And, you know, like I said before, people will stare, but it is just hair. There are way bigger things to worry about. There are bigger things to get worked up about. But just remember, at the end of the day, it is just hair, and hair does not define you, nor does your cancer. Cancer does not define who you are. Your illness does not define who you are. You are you, whether or not you have an illness. So just remember that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this really helped some of you out. Please leave any questions or comments in the comment section, and I will see you guys again in my next video. And yeah, see you guys. Bye.